My school was a good job, that's for sure. My school was amazing.
Testing, testing.
I had a great school.
You don't look a thing like John.
I was thinking the same thing earlier. I was like, that's
Thank goodness.
Yeah, 7 is right.
Testing, testing.
So good.
So you drew the short straws.
call the meeting to order, but before we have the prayer, I'm going to make an announcement, let you know what's really going on tonight. Today, Lowell, North Carolina is 147 years old. Our birthday's today, February the 10th. We started in 1879. We're 147 years old. But in honor of Lowell's birthday, after the invocation, we got cupcakes out there and water for everyone. So we're going to have Tommy lead us in happy birthday to Lowell after we get through the invocation and pledge of allegiance. Go ahead, Pastor, if you would. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you to the mayor and to the city council and the other officials who are here. Always appreciate the invitation to be here on behalf of Lowell Smyer United Methodist. Let's bow our heads in prayer. Oh God, we thank you for this day that you have provided. We thank you for getting us through the recent severe weather, and help us to remember that even with the dangers that it brings, that the beautiful snow, the pristine white layers that were covering everything, are a reminder of your beautiful creation and the variety of it. Oh Lord, we thank you for all of those who live in and serve this city. We ask that you would always be with Lowell as we celebrate its birthday today. We remember its long history and heritage and how important it is to all of us who are part of it. We ask that you would continue to be with those who are hungry and homeless and hurting even at this very hour as we do the city's business, particularly if we see continued winter weather. Please protect those who are most vulnerable. We ask all these things in Jesus' name, and all God's children assembled said together, Amen. Amen.
Now we'll have the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now, we'll ask Tommy to lead us in happy birthday to Lowell, and then we'll have the cupcakes. Go ahead, Tommy.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to definitely sing happy birthday to this wonderful city, but I want to make sure it's okay with the council because I know they had some kind of ordinance that there will be no singing. Am I right, Mr. Chitwood?
Y'all do what you want to do. Whatever you want to do.
Is it okay, Shane?
I don't have a problem with it.
Chief, but let's stand and sing happy birthday. It's a great time. Thank you, Mayor. Happy birthday to Lowell. Happy birthday to Lowell. Happy birthday, dear Lowell. Happy birthday to you.
Let's go out here. Let's have the cupcakes and water before we have the meeting. Let's enjoy ourselves. Come on. We got plenty of.
If you don't mind, let's go ahead and continue with the meeting so we can get out of here tonight and get a decent time.
I want-
If you don't mind, I can go grab one.
I want the citizens to have an opportunity, that way they can, have the meeting.
They want to walk out and get them, they can.
I think,
Mayor, unfortunately, that's not a part of the agenda. If it was on the
Okay.
agenda, we could take a moment, but anyone in the audience can do it.
okay, if y'all want to get it done, I mean, a cupcake, help yourselves, and water out there, help yourselves. Thank you. Sorry about that. I didn't know I was violating the constitutional rights of American people. But I think it's enjoyable. It's a pleasure to even know that, you know, that our city is 147 years old. I think it's great. And we've persevered, and I hope we might have another 147 years. It's the greatest success that we've already encountered. And thank all of it. All right, the first thing on the agenda, Mr. Let's see here. Yeah, public comments. Yeah, if anyone would like to speak public comments, if you'd like to step up to the podium, just state your name, your address, and if you have any comments, we'll take your comments now, public comments, if anyone would like to speak. Okay. There being none, we'll just continue with the agenda. And the next thing is going to be I think they heard the announcement. So anyway, since public comments there's none, then we need the adoption of the agenda for this meeting.
Make a motion to adopt the agenda. Second.
All in favor? Thank you. All right. Now we have the approval minutes of January 13th, 2026.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for January 13, 2026.
Second.
and proclamation,
You gonna call for the vote?
I thought you already voted.
No, you gotta call for the vote.
Okay, all in favor of the minutes? Thank you, I thought you already voted on my fault. Proclamation, January 1st, January 2026, recognition of the month of February is Black History Month. I have a proclamation here I'm going to read out for us. Whereas February has been designated as Black History Month, in which we pause to reflect on the contributions of the African American community, and whereas in 1915, Harvard-trained historian Carter G. Woodson began the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History, an organization that dedicated researching and promoting achievements by Black Americans and other people of African descent. Known today as the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, the group sponsored the National Negro History Week in 1926, 100 years ago, choosing the second week of February to coincide with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. Whereas in 1976, Black American Month was finally recognized by President Gerald Ford to honor and affirm the importance of Black history throughout our American experience, and serve to promote culture, enhancement of ethnic pride and self-esteem by celebrating the lives and achievements of great African Americans. And whereas Black History Month is a time for all Americans to remember the stories of teachings of those who helped build our nation, took a stance against prejudice to build lives of dignity and opportunity, advanced the cause of civil rights, and strengthen families and communities. Whereas during Black History Month, all Americans are encouraged to reflect on past success and challenges of African Americans, and look to the future to continue to improve society so that we live up to the ideals of freedom, equality, and justice. Now therefore, that the City of Lowell City Council hereby proclaim that February is honored as Black History Month, and urges all citizens to join in paying tribute to the noble struggle of African Americans, and encourage appropriate programs and activities that honor the significant contributions African Americans have made toward our town, state, and nation. This is the 10th day of February 2026. We need a motion to adopt this.
I make a motion we adopt this proclamation.
Have a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. Now, we have I'm going to recognize an officer, Officer Farmer. He did a heroic thing on November 14th, 2025. One of our business people here in town almost suffered a fatal accident when he a truck wheel hit him and knocked him to the ground. But Officer Cameron Blake Farmer quickly moved into action, administering life-saving medical skills to control bleeding to prevent the patient from going into shock. I'm going to read the whole ordinance, please. Okay. This resolution acknowledges the service of police officers, all the police officers, but especially one that went beyond the call of duty. Whereas the City of Lowell is seeking to acknowledge Officer Cameron Blake Farmer of the City of Lowell Police Department for his knowledge, dedication, and his professionalism during suffering from a traumatic head injury. Whereas Lowell Police Officer Cameron Blake Farmer responded to the emergency call for help that was dispatched to EMS at 308 North Church Street, Lowell, North Carolina, Deals Automotive on November 14, 2025. Whereas Officer Cameron Blake Farmer quickly moved into action, administering life-saving medical skills to control bleeding and to prevent the patient from going into shock. Now therefore, be it resolved by the City of Lowell and the City Council of Lowell that on behalf of the citizens and Council of Lowell, we hereby recognize and acknowledge the bravery, professionalism, training, and compassion of Officer Cameron Blake Farmer. This resolution is to be adopted on the 10th day of February 2020. We have a motion.
Make a motion to adopt.
Have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you, and thank you to Officer Farmer. David, would you like to say anything at this time?
Well, I wish he was here, but I mean, I really appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he really saved my life.
And
Yeah.
that's right. We're glad to still have
He
you.
did more than the EMS did evidently.
We're glad to have you still here, and thank you, David, and sorry you had to go through what you did, but we're lucky to have the people there to help you, and God bless you. All right, the next thing on here, the consent agenda, to adopt the consent agenda. We have a motion to do that.
Make a motion, we adopt the consent agenda.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. And approval of the minutes of December 9th, 2025. We need a motion for that.
Make a motion to approve the December 25th meeting minutes.
Have a second? Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you.
He's Shane second.
All right, the new business, the rec center gravel contract. Tyler?
Yep, so in your packet right now, we have, we discussed, about creating some additional parking at the Lowell Rec Center. If you're facing the Lowell Rec Center on the right-hand side, there's a large, grassy lot there. We went out and got 3 bids, and those bids are in your packet. And the City of Lowell's recommendation is to go with the Mason grading, and paving to complete the work at $13,500.
No, I have a question.
Yes.
It says part 1, part 2.
Yes,
So that means 13.5 for part 1, and they're gonna come back and do part 2, or is that?
So the part 1 is just for the gravel, 13.5.
Okay.
If we wanted to do the paving part, it's 13.5 plus 14.9.
Okay.
Yeah. So our recommendation is just to go with the graveling of that space at 13,500 with mason grade and paving.
Any motion and a second before we have discussion, if you're gonna do this. Have a motion to do this.
Make a motion to approve Mason grading for part 1.
Second.
Okay, and we have a motion and a second. But under, second by Mr. Bates, Mr. Smith made the motion. Under discussion, how much area are you talking about to pay this much money?
It's gonna be 97 by 70.
9,570 square feet,
Yeah. 97 by 70.
97 by 70, that's about what, about 7,000 square feet or less, about 6,700 square feet. And all this is grading out and putting gravel, correct?
That's correct. It's
Right.
grading and grabbing the parking lot, adding 150 tons of stone to the parking, to that area, like I said, to the right of the rec center.
Here's my question, you know, we can get gravel ourselves, and we got a city crew out here, and all it takes is scraping it out and fixing the culverts and putting in some piping to where the water run away. And it shouldn't take us but a couple of days to, you know, to do it ourselves. I don't see why we need a contractor to do something that we have the equipment to do. It would save us a fortune, we're already paying the labor. That's up to the board, I don't make decisions, but I have an understanding of what things cost, and you're talking about a lot of gravel. And that would cover way more than the amount of square footage you're talking about. But it's up to the board.
I think our public works is already overwhelmed with the work they've got going on, and be better off just to contract it out.
Yeah, but I don't think that we quite understand. This could not, it doesn't have to be done, just take the crew and just go do it. They can do a little bit here and a little bit there, and the job's done, it saves a fortune. I don't see.
The thing about that is people are gonna start continue to park right there and tearing it up as they're doing it. They're still gonna park there, so I agree with going along with this,
But you
getting the
have,
contract out.
but you have really no parking. There's not, you got the power lines that you're talking about in there. I mean, don't think anyone's really looked at what you're paying for. I mean, it's,
Paying to have that right beside
yes, sir.
the
But you're
building
paying
to
an
be
enormous
packed.
amount of money to pave a little bit. I mean, it's only gonna be concrete. You're not paving anything. You're grading and putting gravel.
Grading and putting gravel,
You
right.
should put some culverts out there to carry the water away. It needs to be done, engineered right. But, you know, if you're still gonna come back and do part 2 or whatever you're talking about, it's not, if it's gonna be $27,000 for that little bit of grading and paving, that we could do the grading and get by with it for a year or 2, and it's a whole lot better than what you have.
So you're saying just grade it and not put gravel
No,
on it?
grade it and put the gravel on
Mhm.
it, let the city crew do it and save the money.
But I mean, like he just said, aren't they stretched thin as it is?
And it's not something.
I'm asking you, I
I'm
mean,
just
I'm
talking about, we have a crew out there and we have the equipment to do it. We can grade it ourselves and we can put the culvert in ourselves. That's what we do. That's what the Public Works does. I don't think any other city would entertain the thought of making a parking lot out of a small area like that and going out and taking bids when you have a crew that does it. I mean, it's utilizing our equipment and our people. But it's up to you. Y'all make the decision on what you do with the money.
I don't know what equipment they have, but I don't think they have the right equipment for the grading. Like a skid steer or something like that. You can't just take a backhoe out there.
But you can take a tractor out there and you can grade it out, and it's just common sense. And you can take and dig out your ditches and have a culvert and fix it and make the, and see, are they putting in culverts out there in this price?
There's a culvert that runs down Robeson.
There's a culvert out there that has no concrete culvert in the culvert, it's just a ditch.
That's right.
And that's a ditch that
That's right.
carries water and mess on that
Down.
with other folks' homes and things like that, when you could install it correctly and make it worthwhile. Not to where it's gonna, continue to deteriorate other folks' property as well as our own property. But that's up to this council. They got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Unanimous. Thank you. All right, the next thing is the discussion on renaming the rec center.
So, we've talked about what the name should be for this Lowell Rec Center, and I think with all the improvements that we've currently done to the actual rec center itself, with adding this addition of the parking lot, I think it's time that we go ahead and name this rec center the Lowell Rec Center. In your packet, I have a rendering of what the proposed sign would look like. This is just a mock-up that just says Lowell Rec Center, but it is our recommendation that we go ahead and name the Lowell Rec Center as is Lowell Rec Center.
I can't tell in the picture, Tyler, but is that lit at nighttime or is it?
It's not going to be
not lit.
illuminated.
Okay.
But I guess we could put some kind of light somewhere on the building to illuminate it.
Yes, and I can also get pricing on what it would cost to have an illuminated sign as well.
Yeah.
I could get both of those.
Like Mr. Bates said, I think putting a
Yeah, or-
spotlight,
yeah.
something on it would be fine.
I think that'd be cheaper than
Yeah, I believe so.
illuminated sign
That- I
if it goes
believe.
out, having to replace it.
That's right. But again, it's our recommendation that we move forward with just naming this, the rec center, the Lowell Recreation Center.
I'll make a motion to approve the signage as is Lowell Recreation Center.
Second.
Who's second? All right, here's under discussion. The guy that spent all the money and built that building, Joe Hudson, built that building. Fort Robinson donated the land, and the city came out with grant money and $500,000 to purchase that building. How can you leave out the people that originally did what we had? We had nothing. Mr. Robinson donated the land, Mr. Hudson paid for the building. You don't want to put his name on there at all, and he should have enough about us to understand this, to let the citizens name this thing. Let the citizens go out and recommend some names for it, rather than the council sitting here and just saying this is the way it's gonna be. The people should be involved in anything we do, and there should be time for us to let folks have a voice in what we name anything, whether it be the community center, or whatever we do, if we change something or whatever, to let the citizens have a voice in it, rather than this council sitting here saying it should be named the Lowell Recreation Center. It makes no sense to leave the people out that donated the land and built the building, even though the city went into the Salvation Army and gave them $500,000 for this property that we've already spent an enormous amount of money on, the roof and all the upgrades and things like that. Not even having adequate parking out there. It's really a joke as far as the money that you're spending now to do the parking along with this. You need to take time to study these things before you rush in here like something's got to happen yesterday. Fixing that parking lot's good. But here's the thing about it. It's been a long time coming, and what's the hurry whenever you can take your time, spend a little bit of money, and take care of things? And also naming something that has no bearing on the people the history of the building. And that is wrong as two left shoes, because they should be honored forever, not disregarded just to name it Lowell Recreation Center, which is a joke. We didn't buy the building. They got a grant to buy the building. It's in Lowell, yes, but Lowell has nothing to do with that building that's been built down there and paid for by a citizen in Lowell. I don't see how you cannot have consideration for the public to come in and name it. What's wrong with, tabling it for a month or two to give the citizen an opportunity to come before this board with some names for it? Let the citizens name it, not us. We don't have that right. I mean, you have that right, yes, but you should consider the citizens.
Why are you going to determine,
Let the citizens determine it.
but how are you going to determine what if you get 10 different names from the citizens?
That's right, then you can make a decision.
It's got to fall back
And
to
you
the
only have
council to
the
make
only
that
decision
decision.
you have now is one. You should honor the folks living here especially the ones that paid the money and provided the land. You don't think their name should be considered as part of it?
I understand
nothing.
the discussion, Mayor, but there's tons of people that building could be named after, and naming after one, I don't think that's fair. I think we keep it generic, and this has been discussed. I know at least at the budget meeting, we had discussion about it, and I think we've had prior discussions, but I think we just leave it generic, and that may not have been, but I'm just saying we leave it generic.
The people that provided the land, that donated the money to build, the guy built the building out of his own pocket, not government money, not citizens' money, his money. And that building would not be there if if Mr. Robinson and Mr. Hudson had not have done what they did for this town. We had nothing. Nothing. And you still have barely a hint of what needs to be there. It still should be the Salvation, it should be a Boys and Girls Club, not the city going out there and entertaining the stuff that we do. Pickleball, it brings no money to the city, a waste of money. And all the things that we do out there is not what we need. It's good to have recreation, absolutely, but you need to have controlled recreation, not to where people can come in here and not pay anything. Pickleball brings in a lot of money. In the city of Charlotte, it's one of the biggest fastest growing businesses, pickleball. We don't charge anything. We don't even know who uses it, our citizens or who. We don't know the itinerary. But all we do is provide money. But I suggest that we table this thing until the citizens have an opportunity to speak about renaming this thing, because Mr. Hudson's family, Mr. Robinson's family, are the ones that donated the money. That's my recommendation. What y'all do is you take this bull by the horns.
I'm fine with Lowell Rec Center. It's kind of in line with it was the Lowell Boys Club as I was growing up.
Joe Hudson,
It
Boys
was
and
the
Girls
Lowell
Club.
Boys Club when I was growing up.
J.R. Hudson,
I
Salvation
understand
Army.
that. And
He's
for us
sketchy.
to maybe have a plaque or something in honor of those guys put on it somewhere, I don't have a problem with that. But as far as the name, for me, I'm fine with Lowell Rec Center. That's just me.
All right. Let's call for the vote then. All in favor? All opposed? I am, but I don't have a vote. The next thing is you got to answer to the public, not to me. The next thing is the city manager report. Go ahead.
I got one more thing, 6C.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, subdivision.
Yep, so we need to set a public hearing for the Lowry Lane subdivision. The planning board met on Monday, February 9th, 2026, and unanimously approved the development agreement to move it to the next phase, which is the city council, to set a public hearing. I'll just go over a couple of highlights of this development. The development is going to be known as Lowry Oaks subdivision. It contains an 18-lot, single-family lot subdivision. This is in the SFR3 district. It's going to have one home per lot. This contract is valid for 2 years. The developer is responsible for providing any extensions to infrastructure, so water, sewer, roads, sidewalks. That is all paid for by the developer. All of the plans have been approved. The final plat has been approved, and the bond has been posted. The final piece that they need is for us to set a public hearing for this development, and that public hearing should be set for March the 10th at 2026 at 6 o'clock here at City Hall.
They just need to make a motion to have a public hearing, set up a public hearing, right?
Yes, sir.
Need a motion to set a public hearing for the subdivision. Lowry Oaks.
I'll make a motion to set public hearing for Lowry Lane subdivision on March 10th at 6 o'clock,
Second.
2026.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. All right, go ahead, Tyler, what you got?
For the city manager report, just have a couple of updates. Would like to recognize all the staff, police, public works, for everything that they did during the winter storm that we had. They both did an outstanding job. Public works, worked around the clock for, basically 2 weeks straight, making sure everything was intact. They ran into some other things that they had to do along with removal of the snow, removal of the ice, so just want to give a hats off to those departments. Second thing is for the active 50 and up, the Valentine's Day lunch is going to be this Thursday at 12 o'clock at the Lowell Church of God. And lastly, or two more things, March 6th is our budget retreat here at 12 o'clock at City Hall. Lastly, March 4th at 5:15, the League of Municipalities Town and State Dinner is going to be in Concord. If any of the board would like to come, please let me know so I can get us registered. But again, that's going to be March 4th at 5:15 in Concord.
Thank you. You have anything else?
That's all I have.
Madam Attorney, you have anything?
No reports today.
Thank you. Shane?
I'd just like to ditto the same thing as far as the departments that Tyler noted. I mean, I know some of these public work guys have been working almost all night long on some of these leaks, so, just hats off to those guys for putting in the work.
Anything else?
That's it.
Scott?
Same thing, just like to recognize the departments for being out here and keeping the town running.
Anything else?
That's it.
Mr. Chitwood?
Same here with the employees. I appreciate all of them, what y'all done, especially the public works out here with these, because I called in one last night when I got out of the Masonic Lodge. It was a nice one. But appreciate what they're doing with all the stuff. I mean, everybody, police, everybody.
Travis?
Same mayor, public works, police, fire, everybody that kept this city running during the 2 storms we had and that continues to keep our city running. And thank you very much.
Mr. Weston?
Just want to say the same thing. Thanks to God for the public work. They're doing a marvelous job, all departments. And this is Black History Recognition Month that you gave a proclamation. I just want to thank Mr. Jackson for getting with the people. They sold the land at the corner of Kenworthy and Main Street. There's a big, is it Times Turnaround or whatever the name of the store is? But it used to be a black lady there when we were growing up. Her name was Pearl Woods. And we had she had a store right in that particular area where the flat plaques is. So I want to just recognize her and thank God that the Times Turnaround is still there. I'm sure she's smiling in heaven about that. I want to recognize Mr. Cleveland Patterson for being one of the first auxiliary policemen on the force, and Stephen Key. And then there were a gentleman named Bobby Reed, and Mayor, I know you remember him. He was a great worker for the city of Lowell. He was a great Afro-American, and he did a lot for Lowell. And I just want to thank all those people like that, include my dad, who was first to run for council. He didn't win, but he gave me the mantle, and thank God I did win. So there are a lot of historical black people, and thank you for giving that proclamation. Thank you.
Here's what, you threw everything up. I understand, but they did a great job. I want to take that away from them, working all night, things like that, to help us get through the snow and the ice. We gotta have some common sense. We can't keep fixing the same old water lines over and over and over. It keeps them up all night. These little 2-inch water lines coming off a 6-inch water line up here on Main Street, like I talked with you today. What needs to be done is to go out there and replace that line with a 4-inch line. It wouldn't cost that much. Eliminate these problems. To see what the council don't really understand, I don't think, is how much it costs us every time we have a leak, and every time that we fix these things over, and the same old leaks. And all we do is put a Band-Aid on and walk away from it, and come back 2 weeks later. That's like in cold weather, icy weather like this, you're gonna have problems, yes. But you don't need to have the same old problems over and over again. It costs us water, we lose large amounts of water. Time consuming, people having to lose their water to get ready for school and things like that. And we have to be leaders. We have to damn sure be good stewards of the money. If we can't take care of the money and be good leaders, there's something wrong with us. You can't continually throw money away and tell me you're doing good. You don't even have an idea how much water loss we have just this month alone. And today they came up and read the meters. Now, have you had any studies at all to see how far over we are? As far as how much the citizens are paying the water bills. But these water leaks, we don't get anything for that. But you take the money that you have in the bank, sitting over there, going nearly nothing, and bring the city up to like it should be. The ballpark out there is a joke. All that parking out there in the mud. And another thing, Tyler, we paid all that money for the hardwood floors in the gym that still has cracks and holes around the whole edges that moisture gets in there, and you have all that enormous amount of mildew in that building. In that building, she renamed Lowell, putting our name on it. And I'm ashamed of what we have out there. We should take care of what the buildings that we have, just like this building, whatever, anything we own. And in the future, come up with a plan like I asked you today. Have you talked to anyone today about a 4-inch water line, what it would cost to run about 400 feet of water line?
I haven't, but I can say that they did replace that line up there.
When?
When they repaired it, they didn't put a clamp on it.
That's a 2-inch water line.
That's
It's
right.
been leaking 3 times this month. 3 times, not 1, 3. Now you tell me how's it fixed? How is it fixed if it's leaked 3 times, a major water leak all night, the staff had staff there all night long in the cold, fixing these crazy water lines that you as city manager and us as a council should be providing good equipment and taking care of these things as it happens and stay ahead of it, not wait until you have a major water leak. And we have the money to take care of it. And just like this deal we got going with the sewer down here, and I've got a list of amounts of sewer that we're using. It's 200 and some thousand gallons a day. And we have a tank for 650,000 gallons. Nowhere near capacity. The road going in out there is a joke. You know that. You've been here long enough to know. We have no way in and out of that sewer plant down there, especially in inclement weather like we've had this experience. And all that slag and all the salt and things they put down there is washing into the river. There's no, and I'm not discrediting our staff. I'm discrediting you as city manager and the public works director for not doing their job. And any time that you have a leak, 3 times in the same property, do you think we have a problem? Sure we do. And you're talking about what they patched last night, was that in front of the Masonic Lodge. They didn't replace that whole line that needs to be replaced.
I didn't say they replaced the section that was.
That's right, it's broke. A Band-Aid. And that's what we continue to do, a Band-Aid. It needs to be replaced and put the 4-inch line out there that's gonna accommodate the citizens of Lowell and stop them from losing water. And stop us from having to pay water that's going in a ditch. It's just tearing up the road and the property all around it.
I'm not opposed to replacing a lot of water lines, but when we have a leak like that, we can't just go out on the spot and replace the whole line. I mean, we've got to plan for that. And I agree that we need to plan for that, but you can't just go out when they have a leak like that.
How many feet did they dig last night? How many feet did they dig on the previous 2? And then you're only about 50, 60 feet from the whole line being replaced.
I'm not opposed to planning to fix it, but I mean, I think we've got a plan to do that.
And I'm glad you brought that up. You're right. All this stuff, preventive maintenance is the best maintenance you can have. If you don't change the oil in your car, you don't wash your clothes, you don't take a bath, you don't go to the doctor, you're gonna die. The car's not gonna run either. So it's all called preventive maintenance. And we have no program called preventive maintenance. We should have. And also preventive maintenance would be to encourage building new lines and things like that. And also, when you do put a new line in, make sure it's put in correctly. And also this deal with the sewer down here, this $8-point-some million grant that you got, to me, I don't see, and how you gonna get in there to work if you don't even have a road to get into the building? No, and we told you, I know this council's spoken with you before about getting that road fixed and fixing the ditches and things like that. There's nothing been done. And the poor old guy that works out there fell and almost broke his thumb And it's just, you know, we got to look out for each other. And also to take care of that sewer system out there, we have one guy and one engineer that we're paying about $60,000 a year. And I think with your recommendation to this council to increase it to $64,000 for an engineer and a guy to run the sewer plant, you couldn't pay Two Rivers, and you know what it cost, if we'd have gone to Two Rivers, how much it would have cost. But those two guys go above and beyond the call of duty every day. They keep it running. And right now, you're only using 200,000 gallons a day. Far Yarns is closed down there. The mill is, you know, it's closed down. So maybe someday people will understand we were getting a lot of extra, we were having to service a lot of treatment for stuff that we never got paid for. And that's the same way today. And now we know that we're only using, you got your records, right? Did he turn the records into you as 200,000 gallons a day, correct? Except when you had the snowfall, I mean the ice or water when you had the flood. It went to like 300-something thousand, but your average is 200,000 gallons a day. And that's taxpayers' money. And once you get the grant and set the grant up like you're talking about this grant for 8.2 million or whatever it is, whatever we spend it first and then they reimburse us. I've never seen a copy of the grant. Has anyone on the council seen a copy of this grant? Anyone? Even know what we're doing, ministry?
You can go online and look at it, yeah,
You seen it?
I have.
Okay, what we do is we spend the money and we pay for it and then they reimburse us, correct?
I'm just saying, you can go online and
I'm just
read
asking
every
you.
bit, I'm telling you, you can go online and read every bit of
The
it.
citizens don't, I guess they can as well, but still, they need to know how much this deal's cost us and how can you get into the sewer plant and work on it if you can't even get into the sewer plant? The road needs to be fixed, that's the first and foremost thing I would think that would be taken care of. It's the
I
way to
mean,
get
you
in.
say that like you can't get down to the sewer plant. I went down to the sewer plant multiple times recently and had no issues getting down to
So
the sewer
you
plant.
think it's good?
Well, I ain't saying it's a great road, it's a gravel
terrible.
road. I mean, it's a
But I
gravel
don't-
road.
But I don't think you should fix the road and then have all this construction going up and down that road to tear the road up.
It's not, it's called preventive maintenance, like, would you want to take your truck, if you work for these companies that are coming in, and you don't even have a way in there, and you gotta go through those big holes and potholes and no gravel on it,
It's not that bad down through there. I've been down through there several times in my personal truck. I don't see an issue with
and all the water run,
construction.
and all the stuff running into the river?
That's a different issue. You're talking about the road, now you wanna go talk about the
I'm
water.
talking about the water, I'm talking about all the stuff that goes into the river, all the sludge, all the mess, and all the trash that goes into our rivers.
Okay, that's a
And
different
part of it's
subject
the road.
rather than, no.
Road and ditches have to be cleaned out, and maintenance has to be done. I wouldn't wanna work for a company, go there and tear my damn truck up, going in and out of there with potholes. You say, maybe, I don't know, maybe you think it's good, and that's your opinion. There's a
I
person,
didn't say it couldn't be improved.
a lot.
But it's not to the point that this construction company
This is-
that's gonna be coming in to do the work, Mayor, is gonna have problems getting down there to do the work.
Hasn't this council instructed them to clean that up and take care of that, and fix that road and improve that road, and the way to get in and out? Has not that been the instructions from y'all?
I've not heard that discussion.
I think the discussion was we were gonna fix the road once all the improvements were done. Because
So you can take the $8.2 million and put pavement out there,
no, that's not what it's for.
but to get in there to work on that plant, you gotta have a way in there.
They access it every day to go to work
Yes,
on
they
it.
do, and it's terrible.
So it's,
You know it's
so
terrible. Are you proud of that street?
I'm not-
I wish every citizen of Lord could go down and ride on that street, and they'll come back and say the same thing.
I don't
We
think
have enough money
anybody,
to take care of it.
I don't think anybody on the board's saying that the road is in pristine condition. What they're saying is they're not gonna put the money to fix the road when we're gonna be bringing heavy equipment down there to tear it up again.
Also, I just want to remind everyone that we do have an agenda to stick to, and that's not a matter right now to be approved on.
It's a discussion, the mayor and council can bring up what they want to at this time, and I'm the mayor.
But I'm hearing approval, and we need to approve certain things, and that's not a matter on the agenda to approve.
It's not
so.
on the agenda, but just like them, they had a chance to bring up what they wanted to, and I have an opportunity to bring up what I want to, whether I get action on it or not. I just want the citizens to know this dire situation.
Well, there
we have.
won't be any action to it. I'm just saying it's on the agenda.
It's fine if they don't have any action on it, but I still have a right to bring up what I wanna bring up. And also, getting back to the ballpark deal, it's a mud hole. It's the worst it's ever been right now. For people not to be able to get in and out, access our ball field and things like that, and all the events we have. and having to walk through that mud and all that stuff, why would you not want to put gravel and clean that place up? That's something that you already have a mess in. Is it wrong to fix that?
There's not a problem fixing that. I would love to have that fixed too. But I think for what we've addressed tonight on the right side of the building, that's gonna get us up close to the building instead of having to have people walk from the parking lot at the park all the way over.
I don't
But you're right, that does need to be addressed as well.
Thank you, and also,
And I think by graveling that side of the building, it's gonna prevent some of the traffic that's been parking across the street on the other side on the power lines. Cause I think people's trying to stay close to the building. So I think maybe putting some gravel down there will invite people to park beside the building rather than walking across the street, becoming a safety issue too.
yeah,
And keeping them from making mud holes across the street.
here's another thing. Here's what really irritates me is the fact of this. We own Ruggleson Boulevard. Duke Power used to pay us money for the property out there. Now, Duke Power's given it to Lowell. We're responsible for it. Ruggleson Boulevard is an ideal place to park now that has grassy fields. People can park there, but yes, they have to cross the street if they do that. But look how much money, what are we doing with it? It's just, it's just a grassy area that we cut the grass on. We don't get anything from it. Just like in the situation at the ballpark itself. We don't need that, what do you call that thing, recycling bin out there. We need that like we need a hole in the head. We don't need the providing people who make money, Duke Energy make money off of a charging station out there that we don't get a dime from. Not one dime do we get. But they don't pay us any property taxes either. Who in the blank is taking, I mean, what, you gotta take the bull by the horns and understand, we're not in the business, the city's not in the business of making people money. We're in the business of maintaining and operating our city. And how much money is that charging station bringing into Lowell, Tyler? Zero, correct? Zero. They charge a fee for it, they make money. Duke Energy sends you a bill for all this power, what do? You write them a check or you don't have power. How in the world, that's why I want our attorney to be here tonight, and I'm sorry not to speak bad of him or whatever, but when you make a decision like that and you lead the council to do something that erroneous and crazy, there's something wrong with the people leading the city, whether it be the attorney and the people sitting in these chairs, to go in there and provide that. I have no recollection, I see nothing in the minutes as far as how it was approved. Have you seen anything, Tyler?
I haven't looked.
I've asked you to look several times.
All the minutes are online.
I'm talking, you're the city manager. You're the one that provides the money for the city. You're the one that has to bring in the money
We
to pay
don't
the
pay
bill.
anything for the charging stations.
We pay, what do you mean we don't pay
We
anything?
don't.
We're giving up property. We're giving up parking. We're giving them a chance to make money off of us with no money to
I'd
us.
appreciate you quit your yelling.
But
I'm not yelling. I'm speaking
I would
plainly.
like to call point of order so we can move on.
That is point of
Second.
order. I'm speaking. And if you don't like what I'm saying,
Madam-
then you
Madam
can't
Attorney,
hack
could
it,
you-
get your jacket and go. But I've got things here that I wanna talk about.
Now there's a motion that's
Yes.
procedural, we do need to continue.
That's fine, you got a motion, and a second, all in favor? All opposed? I am. But this is the way things happen in Lowell. This is why.
Sir, we've called a point of order for us to
I'm
move on to the
still
next part of the
speaking.
agenda.
I'm still speaking.
No,
But
sir, you're
procedurally,
done.
we do need to continue.
I'll wrap it up, but here's what I wanna say.
No, sir, we're done.
There's
The
been a,
citizens, the citizens sitting out there at home need to know how their money's being spent and how the roads are being taken care of and why they have these water leaks. That's my final statement. All right, now you get on the next thing on the agenda. We want to go into a closed session to establish, to instruct the public bodies, staff or negotiating agents to talk about things in privacy. I'm gonna laugh at you all the way to the bank.
They're gonna laugh at me.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna laugh at you all the way to the bank. It's worth about $3.5 million, because you're gonna spend about $5 or $6 million just fixing your parking lot.
Where you go?
Oh, that's right, got it.
You gonna
Oh,
close?
okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, we gotta have a motion to, go out of executive session, and a motion to adjourn, right?
Make a motion, we go out of closed session.
A motion to adjourn at the same time.
Already done that.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear that.
You seconded it. To come out of closed session.
My fault.
All right, got it.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
All right, good. Have a second. All in favor? Thank you. Y'all have a good night, good weekend. Good week.
It was a pleasure meeting you all.
Thank you for putting up with us tonight.
Y'all are fun.
Come back anytime.
Yeah.
The one I told you, like this, the one that,